How's it going, guys? Welcome back to a new video. So this week I thought I would talk to you a little bit about different types of microphones that you can get for your phone. Some of you may or may not know, but when I'm filming these videos and then when I'm editing them, everything's done on my phone, including the microphone. Most of the time, the microphone from the actual phone is okay, and whilst we're talking this way, it can be okay. But then if I turn the camera around to sort of show you in front of me, sort of like this, and I'm talking and whatnot, then the sound quality can change. And sometimes it's okay and not noticeable. And sometimes it is noticeable and it just sounds naff. And a lot of the time I've found that when I start filming facing away from me and then I turn it around to face me, again, it's just all over the place. And I'd like a bit more consistency with it, which is what led me to changing to a different type of setup. At first, I started off with this one, and we'll get onto this one shortly, and we'll talk about the differences. But this one, it basically plugs into the bottom of your phone, and depending on what type of phone you have, mine's an Android S21, so you need this little connector to give it the 3.5mm headphone jack. Because that is the type C that comes at the bottom of my phone. So I had to buy that separately to this because, as you can see, this one has the headphone jack, and basically it plugs into the back of there and then obviously into the phone itself. This is the setup all ready to go, and this bit would just plug into the bottom of the phone, like I said. This is for reducing wind noise, and I say reducing, not stopping, because it does reduce it quite well when you're sort of out and about filming. It does help, but it doesn't stop it completely, unfortunately. I've now plugged that wire and everything in, and as you can see, I'm having to hold the microphone because there isn't really any kind of way to mount it to the tripod that I'm using, and without spending, a silly amount of money on either a new camera, which I could then mount this to, or trying to find some kind of other phone holder that I could maybe mount this to. It was annoying, to be honest, and I did manage to get this to sit on top of the mount that I've currently got, but it would fall off and it would just get frustrating and that. But I think for short term, this was useful in some respects, and especially with the rabbit hair head that I showed you before for reducing the wind noise. When we filmed the showcase, the first episode of the showcase with Lucy's Astra J VXR, I did use this, and it made changing from that facing this way and facing the other way, it made it a lot better. I noticed it in the editing. There was a lot better sound quality than obviously just swapping between facing this way and facing the opposite way with just the microphone from the phone. I don't know if it changed because I've got the rock form case on my phone or not, possibly, but either way, with this not being very long, that's as far as I can take it without these connections coming out, not really being able to mount it anywhere. That's what's led me to looking for other options. So I'll show you the other one that I've got now. What I've done is obviously plugged it in, and the piece that was here is this little bit that sits just here, and that plugs into the bottom of your phone. Yeah, you can see it here. I don't know if you can see it, hopefully you can, but that's plugged in just there. And the piece that was here was obviously another one of these microphones. These are extremely easy to set up. Now, this piece just clips onto there, but for obviously storing it in this packaging, I've left that one off. You've got a charging cable with it, and there are some of those, like a tiny version of that basically, just inside there, but I have found it a bit difficult to get over the head of the microphone. So with the microphone that I'm currently using, because you do get two in this kit, and this kit was, I think, £7.49 from TikTok. And what I've done, I've just mounted it there, just because when it's on your sort of, it's a lapel microphone, and if you have it on your lapel, I think you noticed it in the video that I did at VAG National when we went to Sandspot. I had it on. Also, I will mention I've been trying this new mic. So if you obviously can tell there's a bit of a difference in all. And as I sort of moved it and ruffled it, I didn't notice at the time. And when it came to editing, the noise that it made was horrendous as I was moving it around. So if I was to use it going forward, I would probably have it on the peak of my hat, because I think that would be a great place for it. It's not likely to get knocked, and obviously it will still pick up the audio that you're trying to record. So there you have it. That is the 3 different ways that I have of recording audio when I'm filming, stuff for the car. The first one was obviously normal one through the actual phone. Second one was with the wired microphone that I had to hold. I do have a longer lead, which I use for the car aux. Plugs in, and it must be easy 2 meters, meter and a half long. So I could use that and sort of run that to the microphone, so that I'm not so having to stand so close to it. But obviously, again, it's the mounting issues. Whereas with this one, you can just kind of hook it up like that and carry on talking. You've got your hands free then to be doing whatever you need to do when working on the car or whatnot. And then obviously with this one that I'm still currently using, it's the third option. So let me know down below which one you think I should use going forward. Bearing in mind that when I'm using the first 2 options, especially the first one, when it comes to editing, I have to elevate the volume through my speaking, and sometimes it's not enough if I'm too far away from the camera, or if I've turned away to face the opposite way and the camera doesn't pick it up. It makes it a little bit difficult in that sense. Whereas if I'm talking to you guys now, you're actually perched on the spoiler at the minute. I can walk away, turn around, face the opposite way from the camera, and I'm probably now, a good 10 feet away from the camera, and the audio is still exactly the same. So that is another advantage to this lapel microphone. And if I'm being honest, I do prefer it a lot. It has a lot more advantages over the other 2. So I've changed it up back to just a normal camera microphone now. Let me know which one you do think was best. Again, there are advantages and disadvantages to all 3 of them, I suppose. One thing I didn't mention was that obviously the Bluetooth one has to be charged. So if it's not charged or it loses charge halfway through, you're going to lose audio, and you might not even notice. So that can be annoying. But again, advantages and disadvantages to all of them. Also, guys, I do apologise for it not really being car-related, microphones and phones and stuff, but I literally do not have anything to film at the moment. I've done a couple of little bits and small touches to the car, but it's not really been anything worthy of sharing with you guys. I've got one little bit to finish on one of the things I've done, and I may include it at the end of this video or in the next one. But again, to have a video made of it on its own, or the little bits I've done, it wouldn't even equal a 5-minute video. So it just didn't seem worth it to me. I can just show you in a different video the sort of things that I've done. So with that in mind, if there is anything you guys would like to see, car related, shed related, myself, or a collaboration, maybe another one with Craig where we could do some challenges or whatnot, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, or if there's anything you'd like to see, and I will try my best to sort it out and we can do something fun. For those that have stuck around this far in this video, and the ones that have actually watched it, I do appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. If you have made it this far, if you've found it helpful in any kind of way or anything like that, please do drop me a thumbs up. Share it with anyone that may need to know some differences about the microphones, or anyone that wants to challenge anything that I've said maybe. Now, I know there are going to be microphones out there, cameras out there, and all the rest of it that are going to provide better audio, better visual, and all that sort of stuff. But for me, on a budget, I'm not a millionaire. I can't be affording all these big, fancy cameras and audio equipment and all the rest of it. It's just me filming on my phone in my shed most of the time. So that's just, I suppose this is kind of a budget way of doing different audio, ways of having different audio. But yeah, again, as you know me, I'm now waffling, so I will leave you guys to it. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.